Sawadee krab. Hello everybody, welcome. Again, this is Atum Ra Raw. I'm Atum Ra here in my lovely home at Thailand. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about, well, first, wanted to congratulate anybody who went on a liquid fast from my previous video. I myself just finished my 4 5 day-ish liquid fast where I was only drinking brewed ginger, so just the ginger tea straight. But the reason I say 5.5 actually is because on the fifth day, I actually had a little bit of a smoothie just to help bring up my energy and get my body back acclimated because I am going to eat some food going forward. But like I said before, during our fasting, me and my wife, or my wife and I, we often are fasting something like 20 hours a day anyways, which, medical terminology would be intermittent fasting. But today, oh yeah, once again, I just want to say thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a lot about yourself, gained new insight. I hope you're still going if it feels right for you. I myself ended up losing. It's not about the weight loss so much, but because I'm on a journey right now personally in reducing my weight. I lost something like 2 kilos during that time from just the 4 or 5 days of me doing just the fast. I also started to reclaim a lot of my memories that I felt like I had lost at some point, or I shouldn't even say lost, but just weren't in the foreground of my mind. Anyways, oh, there it goes. So today I wanted to just talk about this journey as it does pertain to weight loss and goals versus expectations. So when I started my liquid fast, I had already been working out for the past, I want to say, 2 months, every day. About 12 o'clock noon, I go for a good solid bike ride, and I'm doing endurance training while I'm doing that. So basically, I'm just trying to pedal as fast as I can and keep it up the whole ride, which has been very, very good for my calves and my thighs and everything. My body has just really felt it, and it really clears your consciousness because, to be honest with you, my mind is only saying, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, I'm doing this, and it feels great. So I'm not worried about any future things, not dwelling in a past state, anything of that nature. So that's how I start off my every day of exercising, and I'll usually end it with some qigong or my day. It'll either be some qigong, yoga, aerobic dance, capoeira. Excuse me, there's a truck coming by, or just anything of that type of nature, movement in general. But when I started this liquid fast earlier this week, I was at, I'm gonna say 85 kilos, which I hadn't been 85 kilos since I was 17. I'm 28 now, and so you can already know. And they tell you that in life, each year you're supposed to gain something like 5 pounds. Well, this is the first time in my life that every time I get on a scale, every year I'm getting lighter and lighter. I'm not gonna say weighing less, because this is also a spiritual journey ultimately, and I'm trying to be more light. And it's shedding weight off of my mental state as well as my physical and emotional state while going through these fasting periods, as well as just changing or reprogramming my thought processes. So, but for me, I'm setting a goal right now, and I shouldn't even really set a goal, so let me leave that alone. But let's just know I am still doing this predominantly in my mind as a weight loss journey on top of just overall health. I know I will never be over 200 pounds again. I know I'll never be over 90 kilos again. I know my life is forever changing. And that's the thought process as a breatharian, which I'm proud to proclaim myself as, from going extended periods of days fasting and incorporating that in my life. As a Pranic breatharian, that's where my levity and lifestyle is going. I might be stage 1, I might be stage 2, but I know I will never be stage 0 again. Before I started this liquid fast this week previously, I set out a goal, and it might have been, and that's why I wanted to bring up this topic, it might have been an extreme goal, because I told myself, I'm still going to be exercising while I'm on this liquid fast. This is my conversation with God self. I'm still going to be fasting or still exercising, doing my same routine because I haven't stopped, haven't taken one day off in those last 2 months. And at this point, it's become such a daily thing that it would feel worse if I didn't exercise. So I said to myself, I want to lose 5 kilos. I think that's something like 10 pounds. Don't quote me on the math so much. And I said, I wanted to lose 5 kilos in just 1 week. And my wife was like, whoa now, that's a bit extreme. But it's, my wife's going on these journeys as well with me. But ultimately, you have to remember you have to do what's best for your health. And it just wasn't a reasonable goal with my actual lifestyle to say 5 kilos in less than 5 days. That's a lot extreme, and my body might have really rejected the thought of doing that. So after those 4 days, 5 days, and when I weighed myself finally, I had lost a solid 2.5 kilos. So let's say I was at 86 when I started. I am now at a solid 84, even less probably today. And that's why I wanted to do this video today, to say this video is purely about patience on your journey. This is a journey of discipline and learning all the inner workings of your subtle systems, your physical system, your body, just connecting you back to your body. But you have to remember, if your goal is for weight loss, then you have to remember all the weight that you've acquired was not acquired overnight. You see, when I first moved to Thailand something like 3 years ago, I'm from America originally, or from Miami originally, so I'm going to talk about it in terms of pounds. I was something like 240 pounds when I first came here. I hadn't been vegan, and I came to Thailand, so we had to try everything at least once or 100 times. So we ate every food vendor was able to entice me. And of course now I see it now, and I'm just like, I don't know that person. Why would I eat from that person so much? Trusting people to not give me poison, people who I don't know. I'm not saying anything against the actual people, but I'm just saying this is where my thoughts started to go as I started to evolve later. But yeah, 240 pounds I was at. That 240 pounds I just mentioned to you guys, I hadn't been 180 pounds or 85 pounds since I was 17 years old. Okay? So that means those extra 60 pounds that I'm talking about were accruing for over the last 10 years of my life. So it's almost ridiculous for me to think that, oh no, now I'm not going to say it's impossible, because I know there's some people out there who are gung-ho on changing their lives and switching their thought processes and can drop those 60 pounds in almost like it would appear to be overnight. That's great. More power to them. But ultimately, each pound you put on yourself, every weight, every burden, every thought, all of those things, didn't just wake up. You didn't just wake up one day and it was just there. This was over time, process. So why not give your health the same time and patience to say, you know what? Those last 10 pounds that I wanted to lose, or I was pregnant and I carried those, or I was an athlete and I lost my ability to do that sport, and then I sat down and got those weight for such and such year. Why not give your health the same time to bring your body back? You see, in the Egyptian book of life, or they'll call it the book of the dead, but it's all about your living processes in order to prepare your life for the next stages. In the Egyptian book of life, it states that in order to obtain immortality, as if it was talking to us right now today, in order to obtain immortality, it takes something like a 15-year process of doing these certain steps. I'm not going to tell you all the steps. Check out the Egyptian book of life. I promise you, for each individual who the book gravitates to, it will bring you more knowledge and understanding. But anyways, it says each of these steps, this step might take 5 years, this step might take 5 years. After about 15 years of doing those things consistently, now your body is back, or now your being, your soul, is back in the proper alignment to even say that it can even start to fathom the idea of immortality. Okay? So if I gave my body 15 years of me living this lifestyle, this thought process that I'm on currently, what type of things would I be able to explore? Because I know what 25 plus years of eating meats and cheese and all of those things ultimately got me. Okay? I know what that did. But what I haven't even experienced a full 5 years of me saying, I'm gonna ride my bike or I'm going to exercise every single day. Imagine if I committed that same type of patience and discipline to something that we has been proven scientifically. I mean, I have to mention any specific study. Proven scientifically, exercise and proper nutrition or consciousness of eating are positive. Period. There's no one ever that will say that exercising is negative. They might tell you doing too much things in an extreme is a negative, but they'll never say, nah, don't exercise, it'll kill you. You know? So, as I'm talking about this in my personal growth, I want you all to realize, be patient with yourself. Yes, I wanted to lose 5 kilos. As my friend in the back there, she with her son. I wanted to lose 5 kilos in a week, but that's not what my body required of me. I checked my BMI as if they could even quantify every single human being in the specific stats of them. But I checked my BMI, and like I told you, my weight before, my BMI based off of my height earlier in my life was obese. Period. I might not look at the term, I might not have ever looked in the terms of what people would have quantified as obese. They might have just said, oh, he's chubby because I've always been big build and a muscular person, even though it was clouded with fat. But it was obese at that time. And to even here and now, when I checked my BMI, I was just 1 point outside of normal weight for my body mass index, okay? You can check out your BMI all the time. Like I said, remember that statistics that are made by man are not complete fact, because just purely off of the observation effect, it now skews your results. But it's still more information that you can always use and incorporate in your life. And so 1 point away from where they say is, what they say is the overall health from my height and my size and my age. It still says overweight, but it doesn't say obese. So, yes, I want to be slim, and I want to be athletic, and I want to be healthy, and I'm working towards that every day. But I'd be damned if I'm not excited at the fact that my BMI doesn't say obese anymore. It says overweight. You know how good that feels for somebody who had for a consistent time been noted as obese to go to overweight. You have to give yourself a round of applause, even at the baby steps. 1 pound or one half a kilo is amazing. Every single day you're working to be better. So have the patience, have the discipline to continue on those efforts, and don't be discouraged if the results at the time don't meet where your mind is already peering into the future, saying, no, I've seen myself in this higher form, in this higher state. Have the patience, because you stick to it, I promise your health and everything will do it. But you have to give your body time to acclimate, just like you gave it the time to stretch. You gave your stomach the time to stretch more than your fist, which is all our stomachs really are. You gave that eating every single day, and eating in a negative way specifically was a practice for you as well. And now we're moving on to another practice of falling or ascending into health. So that's what I wanted this video to be on. Once again, if you're still liquid fasting, power to you. If you're on any type of fast, power to you. For myself, I was ready. My body said, it's all right. You've done very well. You've proven that to yourself. Now tomorrow I'm probably going, like I said, me and my wife will fast something like 20 plus hours every day, regardless of saying that we're gonna fast. We eat once a day. Let's try to stick it into a window if we really, because sometimes, especially with my wife, she might taste something and she'll be like, oh, that was delicious. I want to indulge a little bit more into it. Never to a gluttonous nature. So she might say, oh, let me order another small plate of that. But it would probably be something like an hour after she had just ate the first one. But as long as you stay in those windows and you're not overloading your digestive system and things of that nature. One day my breatharian message might be complete food freedom. But right now, my message is saying food understanding, food comprehension and returning to your body and understanding you don't need so much and also understanding that all you need is this patience and time with yourself. Let's connect to ourselves again. I'm Atum Ra. I love you all. Massive vibes of prosperity, and I'll see you in the next video.